and crumpled. Now you kind of look at him like scoundrels. What won't you do for that damn career? Listen, this is a disgusting business. That's all I'm going to say. This business is so disgusting that I can't. I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators.
When Jay was going after B was a very young...
Each other and you respect each other's music. You know, it's always that conversation, yo, we got to do something. You know that.
Right.
You know, the time filler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When that time filler turns into something real.
The picture that is becoming more and more clear is that we aren't just looking at a bunch of wealthy creeps operating with total impunity. We are looking at a massive criminal network that may be responsible for the and of hundreds.
They thought they could silence Wendy Williams for good. But guess what? Her name is back in the headlines, and this time the conversation is circling around Beyoncé. Online chatter has been intense after reports surfaced that both Jay-Z and Beyoncé were mentioned in widely discussed documents connected to Jeffrey Epstein. A name appearing in large document releases does not automatically mean guilt, but that hasn't stopped the internet from reacting. And if Beyoncé thought Wendy Williams revisiting that 2011 fake pregnancy rumor was dramatic, some viewers believe this new wave of speculation feels even bigger. Things escalated quickly. Wendy Williams appeared to hint at possible links involving Beyoncé, Jeffrey Epstein, and even Diddy. No direct connection has been established, yet social media spiraled. At first, most of the attention centered on Jay-Z after his name reportedly appeared in Epstein-related records. An anonymous woman allegedly contacted authorities, claiming she once found herself in a room with Jay-Z and a well-known producer. She described an inappropriate situation and suggested Jay-Z was present during the incident. The story circulated widely, but nothing concrete has ever been publicly presented to support it.
The same account also mentioned Pusha T in a role she described as a handler, though that claim has never been formally substantiated. As the conversation grew louder, some critics questioned whether Beyoncé could have been aware of anything happening around her, while others strongly pushed back, saying speculation isn't proof. Then reports circulated that an updated list of names connected to the broader document release included Beyoncé as well, a detail that immediately reignited debate online. Wendy Williams didn't stay quiet. On her show, she once again referenced the long-standing pregnancy rumors surrounding Beyoncé and even mentioned Kathy White by name, something mainstream outlets had largely avoided at the time. Wendy framed it as commentary on what had allegedly been circulating behind the scenes, and the moment quickly became one of those if you know situations. To this day, the more extreme versions of that rumor remain unsupported by verified findings. And just like that, old controversies and new speculation collided, sending the internet into another frenzy. But Wendy Williams wasn't just stirring conversation. She pointed to details that, according to public reports at the time, matched documented facts. She mentioned that Beyoncé reportedly kept her delivery room extremely private, with only a very small number of people present.
His pregnancy is a way of keeping Jay-Z's alleged mistress away. Beyoncé is going to use a surrogate so she can maintain her body, but they're going to play it off like it's allegedly, like they gave birth.
Reports from that period also stated that an entire hospital floor was reserved during the birth of her daughter. While celebrity security measures aren't unusual, the level of privacy sparked years of online speculation. Some saw it as standard superstar protocol. Others believed it added fuel to long-running rumors that still get discussed today.
The song Daughter on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album.
I love that one.
It's potentially a murder confession about Jay-Z's mistress, Kathy White.
Think about Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So, Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant mistress.
Yeah.
Who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book, Bling. and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the f- was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is f***ing you. And the boss's boss don't get no f- Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the f- you go when you get f- over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go nowhere, which is where people like me step in. Right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, because ain't nobody stopping me when I come. You Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo.
Oof.
I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Never. All I do is frustrate you in AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bit me. You can't even control that goofy. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Because you ain't protecting you. You're protecting her. What?
Then the narrative took another turn. A man identified in interviews as Jay-Z's former close friend, Larry Johnson, began sharing his own claims publicly. He alleged that he once attended a private party where Beyoncé was present and suggested that some of the guests appeared unusually young for that type of industry setting. These statements have never resulted in formal action, but they circulated widely, especially given his past friendship with Jay-Z and their reported falling out after he began criticizing powerful figures in entertainment. According to Larry Johnson, the gathering took place in the early 2000s at a late-night event in Colorado, allegedly hosted by the Carters. He described the atmosphere as unsettling and claimed certain remarks made that evening stayed with him over the years.
I did a Rockaware photo shoot in Colorado, and I think it was during the wintertime of 06 or 07. And Naomi Campbell was there, actress Jamie King was there, Jay was there, B was there, and he rented this house. And we were supposed to do this rap party for this photo shoot. We rented this house, and we were watching LeBron play. And after the game, it had to have been like 10 or 11 o'clock. So we getting ready to party. Mind you, it's all adults, which I can respect that. So when 11 o'clock hit, we turned on the music, we started drinking, and then out of nowhere came these I don't know where they came from. For a rap party at 11 o'clock at night, drinking loud music and us dancing wild. Like, I don't know where these kids came from. And then I happened to sit down because I was dancing with one of the assistants. And I sat next to this child, and the child sat next to Beyonce. So I hear B say something about, doesn't this look sexy? Or isn't this sexy? And in my mind, and mind you, I'm not awakened as I'm awakened now. So in my mind, I'm like, what did she just say? And then I didn't pay no attention to it. And then, obviously the liquor took hold of me and I had to leave. So I said bye to everybody and left. But those kids remained. I don't know if those kids were from the photo shoot themselves, but the fact that these kids came around adults during drinking hours or partying hours was already alarming to me. So when I hear something like this happens, I can't really discount it and say, oh, he could never do this, because I'm hearing stories, I'm seeing it with my own eyes, and I've been in situations where something don't sound or look right, and it's usually involving.
Supporters of Beyoncé and Jay-Z insist that these accounts do not prove misconduct, but the interviews continue to resurface in online discussions. And that wasn't the only headline-grabbing moment. When Jaguar Wright appeared on Piers Morgan's show, she made explosive allegations suggesting Beyoncé may have been connected in some way to the tragic passing of Aaliyah. The claim triggered immediate backlash and debate. No investigation has ever pointed in that direction, yet the clip spread quickly across multiple platforms.
Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want.
Discussions about Aaliyah's sudden passing have long been surrounded by emotion and speculation. Over the years, some conspiracy-leaning corners of the internet have suggested that the timing of her death, shortly before Beyoncé's solo career accelerated, was more than coincidence. There is no solid evidence supporting that idea, but it remains part of ongoing fan debates. Another layer of speculation centers on rumored romantic history. Some commentators have claimed that Jay-Z showed interest in Aaliyah before ultimately building a relationship with Beyoncé. Those close to the artists have never confirmed any dramatic love triangle narrative, yet the story continues to circulate online, especially when revisiting early 2000s industry dynamics. Reports from that time stated that Aaliyah had initially been hesitant about boarding the flight that night, though official investigations concluded the crash was accidental. Various individuals have shared personal recollections over the years, including Dame Dash, who once spoke about Jay-Z expressing admiration for Aaliyah in the past. According to interviews, Jay-Z reportedly sent flowers and extended invitations. However, there has never been confirmation of a deeper relationship. As with much of this story, verified facts, personal recollections, and online speculation have continued to blur together, keeping these conversations alive decades later. But here's where the narrative takes another turn. Online rumors began circulating that Beyoncé may have attended highly exclusive behind-closed-doors industry events some internet commentators have loosely linked to powerful figures like Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy. No credible material has tied her to criminal activity, but the speculation gained traction regardless. Just when the conversation seemed to peak, another viral moment added fuel to the fire. A commentator known as Daba Dada appeared on Club Shecky and claimed he had once been invited to an exclusive after-hours gathering hosted by Diddy, where both Beyoncé and Jay-Z were allegedly present. He described the atmosphere as unusual and hinted at behavior he found surprising, though he did not provide tangible proof. His statements quickly circulated online, prompting viewers to start connecting the dots.
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there.
Mm-hmm.
Me and, maybe about 15 others, right. Jay-Z and Beyoncé being, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in
right.
at the moment, And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Right. Beyoncé, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? And that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man.
The situation escalated further after attorney Ariel Mitchell gave an interview discussing an alleged attempt to shop around a tape involving Diddy and an unnamed major celebrity at a private gathering.
But was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before. So like a catch and
Correct.
wow. Can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on.
No, I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it? Or
I've seen stills of the video.
okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video was pornographic in nature.
Oh my. All right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, did he? And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes. This was actually in his Atlanta home, at a
Okay.
home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video. So to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped.
What he is a broke down Mandingo fighter still working on behalf of the NFL. He did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shay. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house.
Ariel Mitchell did not publicly identify the celebrity, and no authenticated material has surfaced. However, the timing of her remarks led some social media users to speculate about possible connections. Then came another wave of rumors. Following renewed attention surrounding discussions of the Epstein-related documents, online blind items began suggesting that Beyoncé might be feeling increasing pressure behind the scenes. One anonymous post, attributed to someone claiming insider proximity, alleged that the singer had been considering major life changes due to stress and scrutiny. As is typical with blind items, nothing official followed. According to that account, industry insiders suggested she was exhausted by constant public pressure and tightly managed branding. The narrative painted a picture of someone overwhelmed by fame and expectations. Supporters argue that such stories often emerge during intense media cycles. Critics, however, see them as signs of deeper tension. Online speculation didn't stop there. Some blind items suggested that Beyoncé had been under heavy emotional strain, feeling boxed in by the demands of global fame. These posts described internal frustration and a desire for greater autonomy, though no direct confirmation exists. According to those same narratives, her team has long been highly protective of her image, carefully controlling messaging and appearances, something common at her level of celebrity. However, online speculation suggests that this control may be loosening, fueling theories that major shifts could be ahead. Other rumors claim she has grown tired of outside influence, including family involvement and her long-standing partnership with Jay-Z, and may be considering a move toward greater independence. Again, these remain internet-driven narratives rather than confirmed developments. Some commentators frame it as reclaiming power in a high-pressure industry. Others take it further, suggesting fear of distancing herself from established systems of influence, though nothing factual substantiates that angle. Speculation has even extended to predictions about sudden schedule changes or extended time abroad being part of a larger strategy. Whether those interpretations hold weight remains unclear. YouTuber Storm Monroe previously suggested that Beyoncé could eventually separate from Jay-Z if outside pressure intensified. That commentary reignited conversation about the stability of their partnership.
The reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it, and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out, and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce him. Okay. And she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life, blah 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 blah. Now, before all this happens, we may get another tour, we may get another album out of both of them. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they about their money first. They're gonna do what's best for business first. As far as Beyonce is concerned, do she love him? I mean, he's really all that she knows.
Though neither Beyoncé nor Jay-Z has publicly indicated any plans to part ways, long-running fringe claims from supposed former associates continue to circulate. These individuals have described Beyoncé as holding significant symbolic influence within entertainment circles. However, these stories lack credible evidence and have not been substantiated.
This has been going on since 2006, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I love them. I'd send emails, publicly, happy birthday and all this stuff. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships, just all kinds of...
Yet, these claims tend to resurface whenever broader industry conspiracies begin trending online. Looping back to Wendy Williams, some supporters believe she had long hinted at behind-the-scenes dynamics during her radio era. Whether she possessed genuine insider information or was amplifying already circulating rumors depends largely on perspective. What is certain is that her past commentary is now being re-examined as new speculation spreads. When people look at what later unfolded in Wendy Williams' life, her public health struggles, questions surrounding her ability to continue hosting, and the eventual pause of her show, some online voices have questioned the timing. Others point out that her medical challenges were openly documented and publicly addressed. Interpretations remain divided. Online reactions to the broader situation continue to split audiences. Some argue that if any wrongdoing were ever proven involving Jay-Z, Beyoncé would likely have been aware. Others insist that there is still nothing directly tying either of them to confirmed criminal conduct and caution against turning viral narratives into accepted facts. So now the conversation turns to you. Do you believe Wendy Williams was hinting at something deeper all along? Or is this simply another cycle of resurfaced clips colliding with fresh headlines? Is Beyoncé being pulled into controversy by association, or is there more beneath the surface? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you think this story feels intense now, the conversation may only be getting started.